And you also mentioned earlier when you said when you were growing up, you watched Gargoyles. That I'm sure you heard that he was interested in doing that as well. Do you think that a Gargoyles movie? Are we ready? Is it too little? Has it been too long? Would a Gargoyles movie even work?
I'd love to kind of see a darker, more adult live action version of Gargoyles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think you could do some real cool stuff with that. Like, I'd be down to see it. I'd be in.
I think that cartoon had so much. It was so rich in actual history, in mythology. It tackled way more than I thought a Disney afternoon cartoon
should. It was way more adult. If you go back and watch, you're like, oh, I was getting some life lessons when I watched this show. Like, there was depth to it.
And it's funny. I'm always I can talk to other Gargoyle fans, and even ones who really watched it, they don't remember, and I have to remind them. I'm like, guys, you got to remember, this was a Disney afternoon cartoon where a gargoyle, who was our hero named Goliath, was in love with, and if they do make a movie about this, sorry for the spoilers, but you should have watched the cartoon. It falls in love with a half black, half Native American woman who was a badass.
Yeah.
And I mean, just right there alone, it was way ahead of its time than I thought any Disney cartoon should have been. And the things that they tackled, magic, science fiction, and actual history, the Shakespeare stuff alone was what I was a fan of.
It's like, it has layers.
A lot of layers. That I got really plump on that cake. I love it. I love that cartoon.
I'd love to see like a darker version. See, I love that stuff. I love stuff that taps into literature and even like theology. Like, I personally am not religious, but I appreciate theology, and I'm fascinated by mythology, and I'm fascinated by angels and demons, and that I actually Scott Derrickson and I, he's the director of Doctor Strange and Doctor Strange 2, and he'd been trying for a while to make to do an adaptation of Paradise Lost.
Okay.
And he just a couple months ago, like, I think he retweeted it, like he shared it a while ago, but he retweeted it, the concept art of like the fallen angels, like Lucifer and the fallen angels from that, and I was like, oh man, I really want to see this movie. So like, I'd love to see something like that, like a director that could take, he actually might be a good director for it, like for a Gargoyles movie, like I'd love to see a director that has a lot of kind of philosophical and literary and kind of all of that knowledge and background. I can put layers into a live action, like a darker, more adult version of Gargoyles. That I think that could be a really cool movie.
I feel like as long as the one character on the Gargoyles movie that I would be most excited about, and it would have to be a director. Now, if you say that your friend is the type of person that could handle this, the Damona character, my favorite villain, one of my favorite villains probably of all time, throughout any series. If that character is done right, she's like my Magneto of the Gargoyle world. Not Xanatos. People would think that the rich guy. Now he's Lex Luthor a little bit, but Damona, she was so deep, and talk about layers. And like, I mean, she just, I'm just excited about what a person could do with that character. And I'm thinking, what's an actress that I think could really kick butt with Damona? If it was Jordan Peele that did it, I guess.
Jordan Peele would be phenomenal. I mean, if he does end up doing it, like, I'm so here for that, because talk about a dude that can do layers upon layers in his stuff. Like, what
actress do you think could rock out the Damona character? Do you think it necessarily has to be or should be a person of color, or do you think it wouldn't even matter?
I mean, I'd like to see, I'd love to see more diversity in movies, just because I feel like that reflects our world, even though I know we're talking about like a world where gargoyles and stuff come to life. But I'd love to see, man.
I'm curious how he would do it. Because I know the whole thing where he said that he wants to make movies where all the movies that he says he's going to produce from now on, I guess, is going to be more diverse.
Like, yeah.
So I would assume when I heard Gargoyles, I'm like, well, it's not just Black people or people of color in the movie. So, but I guess what he meant was, I guess, with starring roles, since we've seen these types of movies before. But so I guess it would still fit in his way of thinking. So the original voice. Oh, you mean for Damona?
Mm-hmm.
I could see her. Do you think he would? And what about from Us?
Look
her name right. Probably. I think he might. I think he might go that route. But I mean, we can speculate.
She was on my mind too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we could probably speculate for years to come on but will it happen? That's the question. With Disney, with Disney crushing it, I guess, in the box office with these Marvel movies and things like that. I don't know.
We might get a Disney Plus series.
Oh, I would love that. Maybe they will. I hope so. I don't know. So before I let you go, because I've already been given the wrap it up signal by my better half. See, in this house, I wear the pants, but she picks them out for me, so I know better than to.
Oh, that should be.
See, why you don't even know Joy, and you're already on the side. I knew the conspiracy. I knew it. But I just wanted to just to I guess in a nutshell, just to tell people what you're doing, what you're working on. Anything new or coming up that you can share with us?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any like big projects at the moment, but you can find all my work and all my amazing freelancers work on Atom Insider. It's atomtickets.com/movie news. You can find me on Twitter, where obviously, as you know, I am very loud and opinionated and freely share my thoughts and opinions. And I share a lot of the writing for my freelancers and my own writing when I can do it. So I'm actually really excited because the week after next, the end of May, I'm actually flying to New Orleans for Overlook Film Festival. So it's a horror movie film festival. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. And then the week after that, I'm going to Orlando for the Toy Story 4 junket and screening. So it's gonna be very busy in the next couple of weeks, but I'm real excited. So yeah.
Outstanding, fantastic, stupendous, and outrageous. I thought of another one. Boom! I know it only took me an hour.
You did.
But that's awesome, and I appreciate you taking the time. I really wanted to sit down with you ever since I found you and I became a fan of yours on Twitter.